We're talking about Hollywood and the deeper meaning behind their woke agenda. They just won't take a hint. So despite the famous tagline you've heard of go woke or go broke, it looks like the movie industry's completely ignored that. They're continuing to push liberal talking points. They award screen time based on victimhood rather than things of merit or skill. But if this policy really is leading them to ruin, why do they keep doing it? Movie studios and streaming services have always been biased. They've been liberal. It's not a big secret. But over the past 2 decades, they've been drifting into absolute absurdity, craziness, not even fit for a high school talent show. They love to switch the race or gender of classic characters. They lament a climate change crisis that never seems to arrive. And most disturbing of all, they're pushing LGBT propaganda onto children. And now they've enacted standards that make it almost impossible for a movie to win awards or even get nominated if they don't stack the entire production with victims under the guise of servicing underrepresented groups. This means production designers, interns, actors, directors, and more have to fit inside a nice little DEI box that they can check off for the radical left and the donors that fund them. Now, I've seen a lot of flops in my time from Hollywood, we all have, but their output as of late is downright offensive. Their politics aside, the movies aren't even good. If you're gonna push a message, at least entertain me. Snow White tanked and ruined Rachel Zegler's career, and that was just the beginning. Their latest failure, Supergirl, the unwanted follow-up to the mediocre Superman reboot, just got its teeth kicked in at the box office. It's set to lose hundreds of millions of dollars. So instead of truth, justice, and the American way, they replaced that with anger, angst, and alcoholism. Smart move. It's a shock this movie's made as much money as it has. It's being dubbed a complete dumpster fire, and lead actress Millie Alcock is attempting to blame social media burner accounts and Christian dads for the fallout. But I have a better version of events. I like to call it the truth. She can't act. And not for nothing, she's not exactly striking in the looks department. Hollywood knows the formula. They know how to get you in the seats. They know how to do it right. But they've ignored the old ways for too long. No one wants to pay $25 to be preached to about women's rights, the environment, and the plight of anti-Trump voters. We hear about it every day. And we're not even scratching the surface here. Let's talk about Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. That's a DEI extravaganza. The movie's been slammed by viewers before it's even had a chance to be shown in theaters because people know they're not going to want it. It's not what we want. No one wants a movie where Zendaya and Tom Holland are in the background playing house. Nobody wants Matt Damon leeching off Christopher Nolan's success, dragging down the story again. He did it in Interstellar, he did it in Oppenheimer, and the average viewer definitely doesn't want to see Elliot Page, formerly Ellen Page, dress up in a suit of armor and pretend to be a soldier. But why would they knowingly push this trash? Especially when people will be able to use AI to one day make their own films. You'd think they want to keep us happy, but I think it comes down to the price of propaganda. How much is it worth to rewrite history? You can lose billions as long as you appeal to younger viewers and destroy popular characters along with sentiments of the past. And if there's one thing liberals love, it's revisionist history. If they can wait out the financial storm long enough, then they can start knocking out stories about faith, family, and country. They will consider that a win, even though they'll have lost billions. At least the movies of old offered people a break from their troubles. They didn't constantly virtue signal. They gave us real entertainment, deep characters we could relate to, some humor, a little romance, God forbid some action. But this didn't sit well with the bigwigs at the Academy Awards. They've now enacted massive regulations that are draconian over the last few years about which films will be nominated for Oscars based on casting and the makeup of the production itself. So each production has to have certain checkboxes, certain people running almost every facet of the project, even down to marketing and executives. That's insane. I couldn't believe it till I read it online. It's absolute insanity. In the end, Hollywood, its actors, its producers, its directors, and everyone involved will have no one to blame but themselves when they implode and the industry collapses, because they broke the cardinal rule of mass media. Give the people what they want.